Let's bring in Public Affairs Analyst Dayo Fagbulu, who joins us now to share his thoughts on the matter. The federal government's position is that the overall objective of this bill is the efficient management of the water resources sector geared towards economic development.
Right.
Do you think this puts to rest the controversies surrounding the bill?
I don't think so. I happened to read the fifth draft of this bill on pages 7 and 8. It clearly states the entitlement to use. And it says that you are entitled to use under customary and normal use. But where the bill is enacted, it supersedes all other rights of use that you possibly have. Now, what the concern is for everybody is, if the federal government at any point in time has to interfere in the use of these water resources, it will automatically supersede all other customary uses of water. I mean, those who live beside the watersides or those who have used these things as a way of subsistence. Now, that kind of power to be granted solely on the federal government, it doesn't seem to be right. I mean, there must be a bit of flexibility. Either it's domiciled in the states, where you can have a bit of banter, or there's room to maneuver. But here he says to us that no matter what rights you have, you are entitled to them for as long as there is no need to enact that particular bill as regards your use. Now, what we're saying is that, for instance, I'll give a very good example, herdsmen want to build a little settlement in an existing area where the water has been used communally, their rights are automatically forfeited for as long as the government intervenes and says they can go ahead. Now, this is not acceptable. Those are the little things I guess everybody's talking about.
There are some who would also say that there is a need to manage the control of these resources. On one hand is the economic advantage that government needs at this time where revenue is dwindling so fast. But government is also saying that for water drillers, people who use it for commercial purpose, they need permit to be sure that these things are done the way it should be done.
Look, what I always talk about is antecedent. How has the government handled similar rights granted to other people? I mean, oil and other resources in question. I mean, we are very uncomfortable with decisions they have taken in the past. Our question is, with granting them so much authority on water, a life-giving resource in itself, is a lot more tricky. I think the government needs to concentrate on other things. I mean, and try and leave these other decision-making processes in the hands of institutions that are supposed to do these things. Now, even the United Nations themselves have established institutions to look into the management of water resources. But here they don't have draconian laws to back these systems up or institutions up. I mean, they leave these options to conscience and good thought. And then they now place laws that give you that process to enact. Now, in this case, the government is saying, once we pass this bill, the authority is ours to determine how you use that which belongs to you. It now becomes that which belongs to us.
Well, the bill was thrown out at the 8th Assembly. It's back at the floor of the National Assembly now, and I'm sure that modified. Government said it is for the benefit of all, and we hope to see more public conversation in the future as regards this.
Well,
Public Affairs Analyst Dayo Fagbulu, thank you for talking to us tonight.
It's a pleasure.